start, let me say how wonderful it is to be able to connect with so many of you. I was listening to you talk about what time it is here and there, and there's always time for Rotary. It's always a pleasure to chat with my family of Rotary. So this today, I've been asked to talk about membership. And I see the list of participants, and I know many of you have heard me before. And the news is you're not going to hear anything new, but you're going to hear re-emphasized how important what I'm going to talk about really is to all of us. I want to talk about why growing our membership is important, what that really means, but most importantly, how do we do that? How is it that we do the things that we need to do? So I think you know the answer to why. Membership is important to us because we are the best organization in the world. And we need to continue to tell our story and to do the things that we need to do to help other people come into this magic of our organization. I know many of you look at the statistics that come from Rotary. And unfortunately, if you've watched them, you know that for years, decades now, 3 decades, our membership has been trending downward. Well, if we're going to have a thriving organization, we need to do a better job of growing our membership. Can I ask that those of you who are on the call, please check to make sure you are muted, because I'm hearing feedback. Thank you. So that's the why. We need to have members in our organization so that we continue to do the good work that we do in the world. The world needs Rotary now more than ever. I don't have to tell you, just, every day, look at your device or the news or a paper, and you'll see there's awful stuff happening everywhere. And we are the champions of awful stuff. When things happen, disasters, or when people don't have access to clean water, or when children need vaccinated against disease, it's Rotarians who are there. And that's why we need to continue to make sure that our organization grows. I tell audiences all the time, when I look in a mirror, I know I don't have 30 years in front of me to do Rotary, but so many of you do. And so many of the people who are not yet with us are able to contribute and actively do humanitarian service. So we really need to grow our organization. So that's the why. So the what do we do? What are the things that need to happen? There are 3 things that have to happen at the same time. And this is what's so important. First, we have to attract people to our existing clubs. Our existing clubs are not going to go away. I'm in a traditional club. So is my aide Tom. We love our clubs. We're not going to abandon them and go to some different format. We love them. But we also know that from time to time, we have to ask our club to analyze what we're doing and what's the culture to make sure that we're attractive to people who want that kind of experience, that traditional club experience. And so my club does that. Every so often, we will ask every member, what do you like about what we're doing? Do you like when we meet, where we meet? Are there things we should be doing that we haven't? All kinds of questions. And that's so important because, first of all, it gives us information. Secondly, it proves that every member in the club has an opportunity to be a part of the future of the Rotary Club of McMurray, Pennsylvania, USA. So it's important that we ask people. And so that means, surveying them. It can be informal or it can be formal. If you want formal surveys, you just need to look at Rotary.org. There are tons of them there. I think 8 of them. The member checklist, the healthy club, all kinds of ways. Or you can simply create one on your own and send it out. Or you don't even have to do that. You can pick up your device and you can call members and say, let's meet for coffee, and then, do that several times, and you'll get through your membership and find out, what do people think about what's happening. So we need to attract people to our existing club. But having said that, we know that there are people who are never going to be attracted to the traditional clubs that we have. Sometimes it's because of, please mute so I don't hear you. Thank you. Sometimes it's because of the time. For instance, my club right now meets in the morning. And for us who are in the meeting, this club, it's fine because we have a wonderful club meeting, and then we all go off to our jobs or what we're doing. But there are some people whose day starts much earlier. Maybe they're school teachers, or, maybe they're medical professionals. They're never going to be able to come to that time. And then there are other people in our community who aren't interested in the kind of traditional experience that my club represents. They want to do it differently. So knowing all of that, we stepped back and said, it's time for us to form a new club. And there's nothing wrong with having two clubs in an area. My traditional club has about 40 members, but we've added a satellite club, and that satellite club has pushed our membership up now to 58. Now, the satellite club meets at a different time. They do different things. They have a different atmosphere. There's a different vibe in that satellite group, and that's okay. What's important is we're both doing the magic of Rotary. And so evaluate your area, your community. Sometimes clubs are worried, if we start a satellite or a companion club, it's going to cannibalize our membership. And it doesn't happen, because the people who want their traditional club experience are happy there. They're going to want to stay there. And satellite members are doing it their way. They're doing something different. So it's important for us to think about forming new clubs. If your area has not formed a new club in the past 5 years, you're behind the times. You really need to think about, what else can we be doing in our community to attract a diverse population, younger people, different kinds of professions, different ages. So think about how creating a different model can help you, while at the same time attracting people to your original club. But here's the one that's really important, and the one where we, as an organization, haven't really done the best job yet. We need to retain our members. We bring them into our traditional clubs, we form new clubs, and that's wonderful. But if they don't stay, then we're not ahead, we're not growing. So retention, again, means thinking about the culture of your club, and what are the things you're doing that are actually making people say, wow, I belong here. This is my club. I can't wait to go again. If that's what members say, then you really have a handle on retention. You are going to be a strong, thriving club. But if there are members who are wondering, why do I bother going? I don't like the bickering in the club. I don't like the projects that are being done. These are the people who, after 1 or 2 years, may stop showing up. And that's really not in our best interest. And again, let's go back to the numbers. If you've looked at the numbers, you know that every year Rotary brings in about 150,000 people. This is worldwide, but we lose 160,000 worldwide. That's our issue. That's the problem. That we're losing more people than we're bringing in. So we really have to focus on bringing the right kind of people in. So I'm not talking about just bringing in people to sit in a chair, about numbers. That's not what this is about. I'm talking about the people who share our core values, who are just like us, who believe in fellowship, leadership, integrity, diversity, service, and who are good people, who live the four-way test. That's who we want to bring into our clubs. Because if we bring in people who are not in sync with our values, who are not aligned with our mission of being a humanitarian organization, they're the ones who aren't going to stay, because they're going to find themselves in a group of people who are not like them. So we want to make sure that we bring the right kind of person into our clubs. So all three of those things happen at the same time: attract, form new clubs, and retain. You can't do two and exclude one. You can't do one and wait till next year to do the other two. They have to happen at the same time. That's how we will impact our membership growth. So that's the what. Now, here's the good news. There's a how. We have a tool. Several years ago, we released what we call now the action plan, because we're people of action. The action plan has 4 priorities. Now, keep in mind, the action plan is not a mandate. It's not Rotary International saying, you must do this action plan. Absolutely not. It's a tool. But we hope that clubs will recognize the importance of the tool and use it locally to determine how it can help you impact membership growth. There is no cookbook. There is no direction sheet for the action plan. And the reason for that is because every club is different. You know, we believe in regional adaptability, and we believe in clubs having their own culture. So 2 clubs, even in the same district, can be completely different. So every club needs to take the action plan and ask the questions that are posed by the action plan for your club. You know, and the 4 priorities are increasing our impact. That one is about, well, it starts with measurement. We can't measure impact if we don't measure what we're doing. You know, the analogy that I use here frequently is, it's like going on a diet. If you decide that you want to lose some kilos, you've got to step on the scale first, and you've got to see where you start. Then you employ the things that you're going to do, change your diet, do exercise, whatever, and then you step on the scale again to see if it worked. And that's the outcome of your activity. But it's really not the impact. The impact is, how are you going to feel? How is your health going to benefit? How are your clothes going to fit? That's the impact. So when we do projects in our community, we want to think along the same lines. We want to measure, you know, where did we start? What are we doing? What happened? And then what's the long-term process? Frequently, I talk to clubs who talk about doing a dictionary project in their area. And they'll say, well, I'll say, what's the impact? And they'll say, well, we gave 500 dictionaries to our 3rd graders. Oh, that's not the impact. That's the outcome. You know, the students didn't have their own book prior to that. The Rotary Club stepped in and gave every 3rd grader their own book, a dictionary. They gave 500 of them. That's the outcome. The impact is long-term. What's going to happen to the reading level of those students as they progress through 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade? That's the impact. And that's the same kind of thing that we want to do with all of our projects. You know, many of you have heard me talk about where the theme for 24-25 came from: the magic of Rotary. I know many of you have heard it. I was in the Dominican Republic, and as I was putting a water filter together, I would test it. I'd put dirty water in and it would come out clean. And one of the little boys in the home came up and said, lady, show me that magic again. The water filter was not the magic. That was not the impact. The impact was what was going to happen to that family now that they had access to clean water. Those little boys had not been going to school full time because they were walking miles and miles and kilometers to get water. The lady in the house had not looked for employment because she wasn't available 5 days a week for the same reason. The impact is what having access to clean water would do to change the lives of that family. So that's how we have to think about the things that we do in our Rotary clubs. We want to make sure that we are maximizing the impact. The second priority is the one that talks about expanding our reach. The easiest way to look at your club and decide if you are really expanding your reach is to ask the question, does my Rotary Club mirror the community? If your Rotary Club looks like what your community looks like, then you really do believe in the concept of reach. But if there are populations or categories of people in your community that you haven't tapped into, that's your opportunity. That's your opportunity. So ask your Rotary Club, take a look at it and say, do we look like what our community looks like? And that's the answer will let you know whether or not you need to take some action. The third priority is the one that talks about enhancing engagement. Engagement means anybody who participates in Rotary. It's not just members, although that's a prime group. It can be alumni, it can be parents of your students of the month, it can be beneficiaries, it's anybody. So we want to think about how do we make these groups participant-centered? What are the things that we can do to increase what people are up to? Take a look at your Rotary Club and ask members the question, are we doing the kinds of projects that you are interested in? Sometimes clubs will get comfortable doing a project over and over and over and over again because they've got the formula down and they keep doing it, but they fail to ask, is it still needed in the community? Is it something that our members are interested in? We've got a new area of focus now. We've got an environmental focus. Maybe people want to do something, that's focused on preserving the planet. So we need to carefully take a look at what are the things that we're doing and are we engaging everybody? Sometimes people will say, well, we're doing things, but we have different ages in our club. And, the people who are seasoned Rotarians, they don't want to go pick up trash or plant trees. And I get that. But there is an opportunity for everyone in every Rotary Club. Please mute so that I don't hear you. Please, everyone, check to make sure you're muted.
Now correct?
Will you please mute? I can still hear folks. Please make sure that you're muted.
Okay, food day, Chichi. So you're good at being.
Okay, thank you for muting yourselves. Okay, so engaging members is a way to retain members, because when people feel that they have an opportunity to participate, they feel a part of the club. I'm one of those seasoned members, and when my club gets ready to do a cleanup in a park, I'm not necessarily one of the people that want to go with bags and bend over and clean up, but I am the one who will say, I'll pay for the beverages when we stop afterwards, or I'll pay for the pizza when we stop, so that everybody has an opportunity. to feel a part of what's going on.
American, Indian, Yemen.
Please mute yourselves. I have a hard time speaking if I hear everyone. Thank you. The final priority is the one that talks about increasing our ability to adapt. And my goodness, this one certainly has a lot to do with technology and innovation. And look at all of us. Look at us. There are 38 of us on this call today from all over the globe. We have definitely figured out how to use technology to stay connected, and that's brilliant. But in your Rotary Club, you also want to think about what other kinds of innovations can you be using? One of the things that's been very popular lately is Rotary Clubs taking a look at using artificial intelligence for translation, if it's possible. The other thing that this priority wants us to do is look at our structure of our Rotary clubs in our districts. Do we have the right structure? Do we have enough people doing the work of leadership? Do we have too many people doing the work of leadership? I tell a story frequently about when I joined my very first Rotary Club. I met a man named Byron, and Byron had been the treasurer in that club for 34 years. Oh my gosh, what's wrong with that picture? We should have said to Byron, or somebody should have said to Byron, hey, you've done a great job. Why don't you put a manual together and we'll pass it on to someone else, and we want you to do our flag project or our golf outing or our gala or something else. That's incredibly stupid of that club, my first club, to have one person doing that job for 34 years. We had a big enough club that we could have shared that opportunity with others. So from time to time, we need to look at our structure and make sure, do we have the right committees? Do we have too many committees? Are the same people doing things over and over again? Should we, infuse new ideas, new people? So those are the 4 priorities that are part of what we call our action plan. And if clubs embrace that and take the time to work in the club with members and leaders and ask those important questions, that's how you can get a handle on growing your membership, because all of those things address attraction, they address forming new clubs, and they address retention, keeping the members that we have. So that's my message about growing Rotary and how important it is. At this point, I'll stop and see if anybody has any questions they'd like to ask me. I'm not sure who's handling questions, but if you simply want to unmute one at a time and ask a question, I'll be happy to answer.
I have a question.
May I start? Sorry.
Yes, Philip.
I raised my hand, but no problem. You can go
I'll
ahead.
I'll get you next, please.
Okay,
Philip, go ahead.
Okay.
You had a question?
I have a question. Stephanie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course.
It was a really good talk, and you made a lot of good points about membership and retention, which I completely agree with. Since we're talking about membership, several months ago, we had a rather in-depth discussion here in ROTI about the declining membership in North America and some other parts of the world, and that how that needs to be addressed and reversed. Today, while I was looking at some of your Rotary background, I noticed that you once asked the governors to do whatever is needed to make the home club experience irresistible to members.
Yes.
I think that is extremely important. That caught my attention because I absolutely agree, because when I was club president in 97, 98, my primary focus was in the home club meeting as I feel it's the core of Rotary, and everything
is.
emanates from a successful and enjoyable club meeting experience. I felt it was crucial to make the club meetings so much fun and so interesting that members would really look forward to coming every week. So I put most of my energy towards that goal, and it worked rather well, and we grew our club membership around 50%, and we had one of the highest home club attendance records in the district. So I'm wondering if you have any ideas on how Rotary International can emphasize to district governors and presidents how vitally important it is to make club meetings vibrant, interesting, and fun. Sorry for the long question.
No, that's all right. But yes, our membership growth committee and others at RI have studied that, have worked on it. They have documents and information that's available. I certainly have worked with this current group of governors in 24, 25, and I gave them a challenge, and many of them have told me that they made progress. The challenge was to create 4 or more new clubs in each district, and at the end of the year, to make sure that there is about 100 or more membership growth in the district. So many of them are paying attention. And Philip, I absolutely agree with you. Rotary has a product, and our product is the club experience. And if people are happy with the experience, with the product, then they're going to stay. So thank you for your question. My aide, Tom, is on the call. Let me just ask him if he will jump in and talk a little more specifically about what some of those resources are that are available. Tom?
Well, thank you, Stephanie. And you're right. There's a lot of people who are working really hard to make sure that membership grows. The Membership Growth Committee has a series of new tools that it's putting forth. One is a drip campaign where emails are sent to the club members when they join, and 30 days later, 60 days later, 90 days later, they receive other emails that actually give them more detail about larger. They are also in the process of working on updating the membership leads process. So when people now come to the district, sometimes they get lost before being referred to a club. Going forward, those recommendations go straight to clubs that, based on the questionnaire they fill out, be appropriate clubs for them to join. Thank you, Stephanie.
Okay.
Thank you, Tom.
Rotarian George from Accra Ridge, can you kindly mute, please?
Thank you, Vijay.
Yeah, sorry.
Doctor, you're next.
Dr. Dapper, you can actually. I'm sorry, my network was a problem, so I couldn't connect earlier.
It's no problem, my friend. First of all, President Stephanie, it is a pleasure. It is my pleasure seeing you today with us and meeting you. I always enjoy all what you tell us, all the messages you pass to us. I just want to tell you that at least I give you my experience in Bahrain. I have been a Rotarian at the Rotary Club of Salmania in Bahrain for the last 37 years. I have a little bit, by this time, I have a little bit experience in what's going on. But I totally agree with you that the problem is that Rotary International always try to encourage us to increase the number of members in our clubs. Some clubs succeed, some clubs still they need a long way to go. I feel that at least I have a small model, if I can share with you.
Yes.
I feel that I look at, first of all, the most important thing is I believe is fellowship, and then healthy atmosphere. With a lot of friends, we have to feel that we are like a family. If we don't feel together like a family, we will not stand side by side and work together together, not against each other. We have to work together, solid, side, shoulder to shoulder, because what we are doing is a very important thing in our country, to our culture, to our people, and to the international world. So I feel unless we have this, then then we can create the public image you always talk about, to show the people that we have a nice story in our club. That will encourage people to come to our club. We cannot invite people. The problem is some clubs started running after they listened to the instruction of our Rotary International, have more people in. But I will really worry that if we have quantity rather than quality people. We need people who really will make a difference. We need people who really, when they are in our club, they can help us in making this club a nicer club, a really good service club to the community they are and to the international arena. This is my feeling, Yani, and I hope that you agree with me. Thank you.
Doctor, I do agree. You may notice that when I speak, I often talk to groups and I reference you as my family of Rotary. And there's a reason for that, because you're right. We want to create that feeling that this is where I belong. You know, there's a difference between other service groups and Rotary. You know, anybody can pick up their device and they can find a place where there's a food pantry to work, or there's, you know, some other kind of service. They go, they do it, and they leave. That's not what happens in Rotary. We go on a Saturday morning or whenever we do a service project, and then we stay connected with our members. There is a kind of energy that keeps us, as you said, as a part of a family. That's the attitude and the atmosphere we want. If your club is broken, if your club doesn't have a good culture and doesn't believe in that, and there's all kinds of stuff going on, and you invite people to come to your club meeting, they're not going to want to stay, because that's not an irresistible experience. So thank you for sharing your thoughts.
Thank you, President
Thank you.
Stephanie. Thank you very much.
Dr. Vora, you can ask your question. Kindly unmute. Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes.
I'm very happy to interact with RI President, the second lady RI President of the world. And I'm a Rotarian since last 25 years. And a new club by the name of Rotary Chandigarh Tri-City was started by RI President in October. And this club has now 30 members, and half of them are ladies. So ladies coming into Rotary brings lot of good culture, and people are more involved in getting and the ladies being there, like we have a second lady RA president. I think the culture of Rotary increases a lot. So I am grateful to you, madam, for this Rotary Club in Chandigarh in India. And like I told you, it was in October. I'm a Rotarian since last 29 years, and I've seen that the Rotary strength throughout the world is the same, 12 lakhs. So this Rotary retention may be there, but I don't know why the figure has not increased for last nearly 30 years now. I hope something will be done. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Doctor. I appreciate your note, your comments. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Kirti, you can unmute and ask your question.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you. I am Kirti Suranjan from Rotary Club of Organ Donation. And I'm very glad to meet today our President Stephanie. My greetings to you personally as well, and to all the delegates here who have joined. My view towards the membership was like, I am associated with Rotary International. I'm madly with it. I work as an entrepreneur, and I see that it grows from my area as well, because I am from cause-based club. So looking into in this, madam, I could like to give my view is that if members are appreciated by the leaders of the district as well as the leaders of the world through whatever the activities can be monitored and appreciated, probably the retention as well as the interest among the members would grow. Because I take my example that myself, I made it sure that I am a donor as well as I'm an active member in the Rotary. That because I see leaders like Tom, leaders like Vijay sir, leaders like many leaders where I educated myself. It could be in institute, leadership institute, or could be attending the convention, which made me, motivated by the senior leaders. Why I have to attend the convention? What can I get from there? So that's how my membership retended, and I am excelling in reaching to you today's example. So I wanted to give that. So I feel a lot of appreciation and motivation, and how really Rotary is working worldwide should be mentored by emails or by sessions like this where we can meet you. And, it's such a proud moment for me now. So I'm going to tell hundreds. I'm going to post it everywhere where I can, say, yes, I had a word with them. I had educated myself today in this meeting. So this is which is required. I feel so. Thank you.
Thank you, Kirti. I appreciate your comments, and you are right. Cause-based clubs are a very, very strong way that Rotary continues to grow. When people rally around a cause, that's the connection and that's the belonging that's created, and then you become a family around that cause. Thank
Yes,
you for your comment.
Anil Srivastava is our charter member, and that's what the education was given to us in our group, in our meetings, why we are here and what we can do more. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. If anybody else has a question, kindly raise your hand, please. So we can ask you to unmute. Kirti, you can lower your hand. Yeah, Rajesh Bhojwani ji, please unmute.
This is Suresh. Can I?
Yes, I'm Rajesh Bhojwani, past president, and now I'm currently in a district in a membership development. So this is my right topic to hear about you. I can learn knowledge from you, from your or the international group, because from District 3790, I am in the membership. I'm the chairman.
Mm-hmm.
As the president. So I'm so thankful that I was joined in your in your group at a Zoom, so I can learn something. Then I can be a speaker in my district 3790 and to share your thoughts and how can we increase the membership in our district.
Okay, thank you. And I hope that you'll remember that, when you speak to them, remind them that the three things have to happen together. We have to attract, we have to form new clubs, and we have to retain. All three at the same time. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Ora, you wish to say something else? Kindly unmute.
Can I say? Sorry, here.
Yeah, please unmute and speak.
Can I?
Yeah, please continue.
Good evening and good morning to all.
Hello.
RA President Stephanie, thank you very much for a absolutely elaborate and a detailed present on the membership methodology, which we have to adopt and take it forward. I have only one suggestion. While there are many clubs which are doing exceptionally good and making the right impact all over, and there are few clubs, sometimes they lag behind. Why not we assimilate, bring the so-called weak club, make them merge with a nearby stronger club and then make it even more stronger? Will it not add value? It's like, maybe in a corporate word, it will be like a merger and acquisition. A kind of, why not we merge some weak clubs to a stronger club and make it even more better, so that the Rotary as a organization grows bigger and stronger. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your comments. That's a district activity that would have to happen. One of the things that happens in my area when there are struggling clubs, we use a process of using our past district governors, and they form a team, and we call it a rescue team. So there are 3 past district governors close to that club who adopt that club and help that club in terms of all the things that they need help with to get back on track to be a thriving club. So that's the way that my district decides to look at the struggling clubs. But, you know, there could be many other ways. But in terms of merging clubs and forming, that's something that would happen at the district level.
Thank you. Dr. Vora, I'll come back to you. Let first Peter kindly unmute and ask your question.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks very much, and greetings everybody, depending on the time zone. Just share some experiences. Hi, I think it's good morning, President Stephanie, and
yes, it is, Peter. Yes.
Thanks for visiting us recently. Just share some experiences from our district, District 9213. This is within Uganda in East Africa. We have about 133 clubs now. These are Rotary clubs, and about 131 Rotaract clubs. My club, specifically the Rotary Club of Kampala South, we're 162 members and growing. So maybe just a few things to share. One is if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will always feel incapable. If you also judge a monkey by its ability to swim, it will feel incapable. So I think each of us brings different value. It's important to look at each member individually. What are their interests and what are their talent or passion, and what are they able to deliver? Of course, the club culture, and I think President Sefi talked about this on what do we do in the club, and also what do we not do. Many times what we don't do.
Mr. Sridhar, can you please mute? Mr. Sridhar, can you kindly mute, please?
Vijay, if you're the host, please mute
There's
everyone
no
except...
host because this is David's Zoom. There's no host. That's the problem. Otherwise, I would not have allowed anybody to unmute.
Yeah.
I have a better control.
Okay. So maybe also just an encouragement to all of us. We have a huge resource. I think one of the return on investment for any Rotarian is our learning center. There are so many different, of course, facets, but I think the learning center at an individual level, as a professional community leader, there's a lot in there that you can benefit from, want to become a better Rotarian, but also a better professional. I think the knowledge you gain there is not just for Rotary, but it helps us take Rotary to our professions and so on. And of course, the club experience, as President Stephanie, you've talked about, that people feel the fear of missing out, that I feel I must be at my meeting, I must be at the project, it's exciting, I'm engaged. And therefore also that also becomes an attraction for other people, because once they see what you're doing, it becomes an attraction. My last one is on public image. If we don't tell our story, the people won't. They may be attracted, but maybe they won't be as attracted as they perhaps would be. Our partners wouldn't be attracted, and we also need to showcase what we do. So if all of us would actually tell our story on social media, in the Rotarian magazine, in whichever avenues we have, local media, I think that would be great. I just thought I would make those contributions. Thanks very much. Yeah.
Thank you, Peter. All 3 of your points are well grounded in common sense, and I hope that we can all use that information as we work with our clubs to grow membership.
Thank you. Request before I move on to Dr. Vora, request to everybody kindly be brief in 1 to 3 lines. Please be brief for a maximum of 1 minute. Dr. Vora, yes, please.
Yes, I'll be very brief. This is the first time I'm interacting with the RE President virtually, and it's a great pleasure and a great honor to be doing that. I would only request that such virtual meetings be done very often. And again, I would request that if we can get the recording of this meeting so that I can share this with other members of my club.
This will be posted on YouTube. This will be posted on YouTube. This will be posted on YouTube, and the YouTube link will be shared with everybody. Okay. Bhavin, if you can ask your question, but please be brief.
Yeah. Can you hear? Please, me,
Yes, yes.
ma'am. Yeah, I'm from District 3141, one of the biggest district of RI, and also I'm into PR team, into digital, and what the others said, I fully agree that we need to promote our showcase our projects and our fellowships across the new members to see that how we do. Another is the other what we are planning to do is trying to promote Rotary fellowships across the district and across the club. 100 plus club we are there. So we are trying to promote the fellowships, maybe music, cricket, or
Perfect.
say networking. So the people interest to there, as per that, they can try to join that fellowship, and that way we try to increase our membership. So that's what the approach we are planning to do this year.
Well, that's wonderful because, most people in Rotary clubs, most members have no idea about the big world of Rotary. So we
Correct.
have to help them and tell them about
Yes.
fellowships and action groups and district events and conferences and conventions. So bravo, bravo for you. That's wonderful. Help them see the big picture of Rotary.
Correct. So there is a big, as for the interest of the new members, and also we can show them the Rotary is a big thing when you go to the convention. There are a lot of houses and all around. You can see definitely. Right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else wishes to ask a question, or we will move ahead? Yeah, Geetika.
Hello, RI President Stephanie. This is Ritika Saluja from Rotary Club of Ahmedabad, Sir.
Hi,
District
Geeta.
3055. Yeah, I just wanted to share one thing, that it is important that at local level also people understand Rotary International in its true perspective, especially when it comes to ICC, where Vijay is also guiding us. So Rotarian Vijay. But can we have more of such programs where two countries actually come together, especially the clubs at our level, where we are not a part of such a huge international organization? But we need to promote more of this so that we have more members coming in, because that otherwise we have a lot of networking group within the city, and that's how Rotary International stands apart.
Yes, the way to do that is to work with the districts to get governors to, especially when they go to International Assembly in January, typically in January every year, they have an opportunity to meet the other 500 and some governors from around the world and make those connections. And so, there can be twinning between districts, twinning between clubs. There can be the cooperation agreements for ICCs. And yes, that's all part of what makes Rotary so special, because when those relationships are forged, you have a better opportunity to have an international partner for global grants. You have more opportunity for friendship exchange. And when you think about it, we're an organization built on world understanding and peace, and that's exactly what we need to do. So yes, you are absolutely correct. We need to do more of that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any further questions? Yes, Philip.
Yes, hello.
Hi, Philip.
Stephanie, if I could just mention one other thing.
Mm-hmm.
We had a discussion in our fellowship recently also about Rotary action groups and fellowships, and the fact that there is no official position in Rotary for a fellowship chair in each district, and that we felt that it would be quite valuable to have that as an official position so that more people, more Rotarians could learn about fellowships and Rotary action groups, because many people really do not have any idea of these hidden gems like ROTI and all the others that are available to them. And if there was a fellowship chair in each district designated by the DG, that would they could better learn about what's available. It's just something that might be presented to the RI board as a possibility.
Probably not going to happen, Philip, simply because the DGs are currently charged with naming so many people in the district already. So what a DG could do is give each one of the assistant governors in the district an opportunity to share information, because if it's only about sharing information, that can be handled in a number of different ways. Usually committee appointments in a district require that committee person to do much more than simply engage people. So I hear what you're saying, but I think we can work on a way to maybe disseminate that information in a different way rather than making it another formal
Official.
appointment. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I get you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now the last one to Trish, please. Trish, you can unmute and.
Yeah, you have to. Can you shush a bit? I've got to talk. Sorry. Sorry about the interruption, but I'm manning the reception, the community centre. If you want a fellowship chair in your district, and you think about it, walk up to your district governor and say, "Can I be your fellowship chair?"
Yeah.
Because I bet you they'll turn. I remember being at an RIBI conference, and I'd organised a multi-fellowship table in the House of Kingship. And one of the chap came up and said, "I didn't know about this. Nobody told me about it. Nobody in RIBI told me about this." I said, "Well, they didn't do it. I organised it." "Oh," he said, "I didn't know about this." So I said, "Well, you need to talk to your fellowship chair." "Oh, we haven't got a fellowship chair in my district." I said, "Well, you need to go along, grab the district governor by the throat and make him appoint one." And he looked at me and said, "I am the district governor." So I said, "Well, there you go. Do the job." But yeah, if you want one, go and ask for it. Go and put your... It's no good waiting for people to ask you. If you really think about it, go and get in there.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And before we move to the vote of thanks, I would just, members are querying on chat also about the recording and all. This meeting will be uploaded on YouTube in the next week's time, and the link will be shared with everybody. So everybody would be able to watch and share it ahead. We have our own ROTI's YouTube. Another query which had come from 2-3 suggestion that similar meeting should happen. Next year onwards, I would like to inform the members that our program committee has decided that every alternate month we would be having a ROTI speaker series meeting. So you can watch for it. Second Tuesday of the alternate month, right, starting from July, you would be seeing ROTI speaker series coming in. So please watch out for the announcements. And we would request more and more members to join this fellowship group, ROTI Fellowship, because we are not charging you anything. It's totally free. All you have to do is just go to our website and register, and even invite your other club and district members to join so that our community grows. Thank you. I would now request Bill to propose a vote of thanks, please. Bill Stack.
Yeah, I'm sorry you broke up when you asked me to do. I heard my name, but that was it.
You're supposed to do a vote of thanks, Bill.
Oh, thank you, Madam President. All right. Thank everyone for attending, and please look, as a new chair says, look forward to our next one. We were blessed to have the president here today, and we really appreciate the job you're doing up there.
Well, it's my pleasure. And you know, we're all in this together, and everyone is doing a fabulous job this year. We are all sharing the magic of Rotary. And for that, I thank all of you, my family of Rotary. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephanie. It was great having you here.
Thank you.
Before
President
Stephanie, Tom.
Bye, everybody.
See you.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We now